Hi, my name is Alisher, and today I would like to talk about Clickflare. And I know that I made a video about Clickflare in the past, but it was more technical in nature, and it just talked about how to create offers and campaigns, but it never talked about what is Clickflare, what is it for, and why is it, in my opinion, worth it, you know? So this is what this video is going to be about. And in a logical sense, it should be coming before that older video. So essentially you watch this one where I talk about what is it for and what is it, and then you move on into more technical stuff about it, right? So what is Clickflare? Well, Clickflare is a tracker. What is a tracker? Well, it's a tool that helps you pull information from multiple different sources and get it all in one place, right? So let's take a look at it with the example, right? So TikTok, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. You can get your ads over there. You can show them to people. You can advertise all that kind of stuff. But if you ever work with it, you will notice very quickly that it can show you how many conversions you have. It can show you how much you have spent on your ads, but it can never show you your revenue. Okay, and that is because revenue, as I said before, comes from the upstream advertisers and from search providers, and then finally it gets to us through our feed provider. So we get our revenue from the feed provider, right? And because our feed provider and a traffic provider, in this case Domain Active and TikTok, are not affiliated with each other directly, right? Um, we need something in the middle that can get information from both, and that is Cloudflare. Let's see. By the way, I on purpose have very old information over here. This is when we were just starting out as a company. Sorry, as the our search arbitrage vertical was starting out, right? And so basically, this is information from the October 9th till 15th, right? So let's take a look at TikTok. So it has 51,000 conversions, right? And it has about 9K costs, right? It got that information from TikTok itself, but it also got information from Domain Active about how much revenue did we get. So with that information, it can calculate how much profit did we get, basically by taking revenue and then having it minus costs, and that's our profit. And then it can also calculate ROI, or return on investment, right? How much did we invest and how much did we get back, right? So we essentially get 4% surplus, right? So we get 104% total, revenue. Um, so anyway, that's where, so essentially our return was about 4.8%, right? So this is kind of like the key feature of Clickflare. You can easily see if you're successful or not. Are you earning money or are you losing money? And obviously that is the key of arbitrage, is to make money. And this shows you if you made money very easily and with so much calculation made automatically. It's just very, very useful and nice. So this is just the beginning of what it can do. Let me real quick go through some of the features, right? This is the dashboard. This is where you can see like the kind of like the gist of the information. You can see the top performing campaigns, right? As you can see, by the way, this campaign, right? It has zero costs, but it had revenue. It seems like all the way back in the day, we made some mistake with tracking. So you always got to look out for that and make sure that you have correct information going on, right? And yeah, this is where you can see top performing campaigns. You can see traffic sources, like who's doing well. Is it TikTok? Is it Taboola? Et cetera, right? You can also see what kind of offers are performing well. This is if it's you don't know what offers and campaigns are, you will see in the next video about campaigns and offers in Clickflare. So yeah, you can see all the information here. Another important thing is choosing time period that you're interested in, right? So again, the dates of what kind of information do you want from, right? What kind of that data range are you interested in? And also, a very important tool is choosing time zone. It's very important because each feed provider works in their own time zone. For example, Domain Active and Tonic both work on the Los Angeles time zone, right? And you want to sync this stuff to your feed provider. And if, let's say, you work with Domain Active and Tonic, you always choose Los Angeles. But if you start working with bodies that work in a different time zone, or let's say Sido works in Berlin, Bodies works on London, if I'm not mistaken, which is UTC plus 0. You can always adjust this based on who are you interested in at the moment. It can be very important. Or if you don't care about that stuff and you live somewhere else, you can always just choose your own time zone to sync with where you are right now, right? But my recommendation would be to always sync with the feed provider that you're working with, okay? All right, so very useful thing over here. So now let's go to the campaigns tab. I already you can click here, but I already have it open. So this is where the kind of like the magic happens. This is essentially the same idea as what we see in the dashboard. It's just more detailed, right? So it shows the name of the campaign, some of the actions that you can do with it, right? The visits, and the most important thing is these two. Actually, no, you know what? The costs and revenue and profit are the most important ones, but these two are very useful as well. So what does it do? CPA, it's cost per acquisition, the official name, but it can also be usually translated as costs per action, basically cost per conversion, right? So in this case, it can tell you like we had X amount of conversions and like how much did each conversion cost? Like in this case, it cost 10 cents. In this case, it's 14 cents. This time around, it's been like 0.1 cent. Like it's so actually just 1 cent. So it's very cheap. It can tell you quite a bit. I'm not going to dive too deeply into this, but yeah, it can tell you, are your conversions expensive? But it can also tell you how much does each conversion give back, right? So let's say we have paid 10 cents for a conversion. We earn on average 12 cents from a conversion. So we can see this makes this campaign profitable, right? Because we are getting back more than what we have paid for a conversion, so this is another example. Like if a conversion costs 1 cent and it gives back 2 cents, you can see that it can give you really good ROIs. So it can be very useful information to have. And it will also show you totals and averages down over here from all of your campaigns. So again, very useful. And the coolest thing about this is that you can choose which columns to show over here at the bottom, which columns to show, which not to show. You can also make some custom metrics, which is crazy good. It's very situational, but if at some point you need it, you can do this over here, right? And also what you can do is if you click on a campaign, right, I already have it open over here, it will show you all of the offers that are connected to that specific campaign, right? If you have multiple offers connected to one campaign, you'll be able to easily compare which one performs best and which one performs worse, right? You can also see so many other things like what kind of connection type does your users have, what is their ISP, what is their IP, the browsers that they use, the country they're coming from, devices, OSs. You can also see so many things over here based on the tracking fields that you have. It's just a wealth of information. My recommendation would be once you first spend like $100 or something, just go through a lot of these things and just see what kind of information you can get from it, because trust me, there's a lot of information you can get and there's just so many things you can do. It would take me hours to go through each and every option and everything that you can see in Clickflare. But I'm not going to do that since I want to keep it short. Okay, yeah, this is kind of like if you're working in our company, this is kind of like where the video would end for you. This is the gist of it, but if you're someone watching from the outside and you want to work in search arbitrage and you're working by yourself, I want to real quickly go through price plans in Clickflare, because this program is not free. Okay, and I want to give you a bit more of an advice of what to pick and why can it matter, right? So yeah, I am going to show you the price points for Clickflare. And again, it has 14-day free trial, but then you have to pay, right? And again, if you're working solo, go with the starter and don't look back. Just go with the starter. The only thing that you need to look out for is this little section. It's basically like when you pay $90 or $89 a month, right? You get included 1 million conversions. It sounds a lot, but if as soon as you start to spend a lot, you will see that you get this number very quickly, right? Basically, it's included, but as soon as you have more conversions than 1 million, each conversion will cost you some money. It's a very small amount, but it can stack up, you know? So if you're seeing that you're having a lot of conversions, or if you're expanding your team, this is where it can be wise to upgrade to a pro because it gives you more conversions included, so it can be pretty good deal. But it can also give you additional users. What it can do is essentially like you have one Clickflare account, but you can include other people to that account and kind of like divide them. Like let's say you add someone like I don't know named Max, and you can only show to Max his campaigns, and you can also have I don't know Sam, and Sam will also see only his campaigns. But you as an admin will be able to see everything. So it can be a very, very useful tool as soon as you get your team going, right? And essentially Master Enterprise, the main features are is just that again you get more conversions included, you get more additional users, and it's just again as you keep growing, as you increase your team, you'll be able to get more members on board and separate them to keep things safe, like so that make sure nobody's stealing from each other, that kind of stuff. It's a very recently added feature, and yeah, it can be very, very useful if you have a team. If you're working solo, uh, just stick with the starter, you'll be just fine. Okay? So hopefully this has kind of like cleared things up for you. Hopefully this was easy to understand. And again, what I would recommend for you to do next is to watch my video on how to create offers and campaigns in Clickflare. I made this in the past. You'll be able to see it in our YouTube channel. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope, yeah, I'll see you in the next video, actually. Yeah, see ya. Bye bye.